You may be wondering why a real-life stadium is on your screen instead of the Fortnite one. We're going to be building that, except you're not going to see the finished product until you watch this video fully. Checkmate. Checkmate, bad attention spans. You're in for a treat, a roller coaster even. Hello, people. Let's just move on. I don't even know anymore. Alright, so let's kick this off, pun intended, with building the framework of this Superdome. Right now we're just using the trusty ring gallery and this build. There's gonna be some times where I am standing idle for a bit. All I'm doing is just looking down at my PC, or laptop even, to see if I'm actually doing something right. And fun fact, if I quickly bring up Wikipedia, this thing, I think these Superdomes around 220 meters. I can't really see it on this screen, just correct me if I'm wrong. 220 meters in radius for the dome. And it's kind of like a sandwich effect. Well, not really sandwich. I don't know how to describe this shape. It's like a dome on top of a curvy square. But at least we've set the square up. Right now we're just going to be working on kind of like a hybrid of cross-section and... cross-section. And just thinking of the proportions and height and stuff. So I might find a good height thing, 79 meters. Right now, it should be us working on the actual cross-section of the external structure itself. So in fact, I did this just a bit wrong. I put it too far inward. We're gonna fix that at a later point though. Right now we're just... these curvy shapes were pretty fun to make. I like them a lot. And all we're going to do with these curvy shapes is put them on all four sides and maybe copy them around. But that's right after we built this cool dome. It took a while to get correct. Trial and error. Whoever in Epic decided to give us the ring gallery, they need more than just a promotion. They need to be promoted to CEO. But this should almost be us done with the frame. Yeah, let's have a look at the frame. Okay, now on I think day 2, you may see that we're doing a little shortcut making. I was too lazy to make an actual, just another field. So I just grabbed the one from my Season 3 stadium. You should totally watch that series too if you haven't. But all we're doing is just remaking it, but it's like a couple hundred props. I'm not grabbing the whole thing, that would take forever. And it's already took 20 minutes to do that, which actually isn't a long time at all. No matter, this is just a task of placing it into the right place. Making sure all the patterns are back to their original place. Remove what's unnecessary. Then stand still for a bit. Remember, every time I stand still, that is just me looking at another screen like Google Maps. Because Google Maps has a very, very nice feature called Measure Distance. And they also have a very, very good image of the Superdome, or a lot of stadium stands. I don't know why, they just do. That's very, very convenient for me. I love that. Let's finish off building the like get all the field. And while I'm at it, I may as well make some frames of where some stuff's gonna be. Like the lower stands, which we should be getting on to on the next section, but we're not there yet. And also, since I did want to blend in with the other stuff, I made them glowing good instead of the black ones that I usually use a lot. The annoying part of this bit, and it kind of see a small curve. Let's replicate that effect. But with that, and after we copy that to the other side, I think we're done with this section. And now we're going to be moving on to day 3. Moving on, we move to day 3 of building this. We get quite a bit done today. We get the lower and a bit more of the. We start moving up on the stand. Right now we're going to be moving. Yeah, we're going to be doing the most difficult, in my opinion, of the stands, which is the curved area I talked about yesterday. And yeah, the Superdome's pretty tricky with their stand colors. They kind of make use of like black, light grey, and blue. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. And yeah, as you see, we get a bit of error in how the cubes of the stands work. So at least it looks good, it works out. And I like it. So we're gonna carry on with it. My commentary's not that good, is it? But at least it works. I like that it works. Nothing more, nothing less. So all we're doing here is just copying it to the other side, which leaves the left and right areas remaining. I vividly remember these being 30 meters long, as you can see on the video. Those other stands are 25 meters long, so it made it pretty difficult to kind of connect them. But at least you can at least you know which part's the long and the short part, because the long parts are gonna have the grey stands I talked about. And for some reason these were pretty easier. Yeah, these were significantly easier. Especially since they're straight set stands too. It's like the builders, the architects, straight and architect. It's like they knew that some fool was gonna build this in Fortnite and went, hey, let's make this as easy as possible for them. But this might be one of my best builds if we can get it out in time. It's not my biggest project, kind of. Or video project, at least. We are not done yet. We should still have a few days to go. Okay, let's get this. Okay, so the corner bits are pretty easy to copy over. The more annoying part is just mirroring them, because Fortnite, or at least normal creative, no, not 2.0, I don't have 2.0. Yeah, unfortunately we cannot mirror props, so we have to do it by hand, baby. But I think it works out pretty well. So I liked it that way. So we're just going to make more stands for the people to walk onto. We have to make them a bit differently, because we can't really engrave them with the way I did it. But as we stand idly, we're going to consider building the second layer, which is pretty odd in how they made it. It's more square shaped instead of like a rectangle. the usual stadiums have. Likely because the actual building itself's a full dome. But it worked out well, in my opinion. There's a bit of scuffs. I'm okay with scuffs. But all we're gonna do, this layer is purely black. A bit of blue accents, but I decided against putting in the blue accents. We're gonna put the blue accents in on the next day. Slash the upper stands, because there are 3 layers of stands here. So once we're done with this, next is going to be the very, very, very arduous process of putting this all around the guidelines you may have seen me make. It took me a while. There was a bit of slip up, but everyone slips up. And also this is the day I had to make the dome bigger, because as you may have saw, a bit of it clipped out of the stadium. We don't want that. No, we don't. So yeah, our next order of business, after mirroring these all across, which was pretty easy since it's a perfect square as I said, should be to shorten make the dome a bit bigger. I think I realized that the blueprint I was going off of did it at a diagonal instead of just the full side on view, which, okay. But with the dome enlargement, this is the end of the day. Day 4. Now this should make day 4, as I probably put transition there. But today we're going to be working on the upper stands and a bit of the outside facade. But you're gonna see that as I build it. But right now I'm just making the stands from scratch. And these ones are going to be nice and blue. How wonderful. They even look pretty good as well. Yeah, now I'm putting it into place. I had to move that cross section of the facade out a tiny bit for the stands to actually fit. And right here I'm making an outline / guide. Make my job a bit easier. Also, stairs. Yeah, I think I make stands in a really odd way. In like these curved builds. But I think the way works. The way works, so I'm gonna keep going that way. Here I had to use a few tricks to make those stairs visible, like slightly raising them in some cases. And we're just trying to connect them to a corner, just in case I screw it up midway. So instead, we have 2 chances to screw it up midway. And now's the dreaded part of connecting them, which I actually did pretty well. But we only need to do this exact process just one more time, since we can just copy that one to the opposite side. If only Fortnite had a mirror option. Also, my voice sounds weird. I have a bad throat. Yeah, bear with me if I end up stopping. I'm also trying to hold it at cough through this whole footage. Why did I ping for a weapon there? But yeah, it's just going to be same old, same process as just before. I realized I made a mistake or 2. And I'm just trying to get it symmetrical, which should be pretty easy. Since I just count the amount of cross sections that are a certain height and just build them like that. And there we go, now we just need to copy this to the other side. It should not take that long. And here we go, that was actually pretty fast. Okay, right now, we're gonna go to the tilted gallery. And we're gonna get that nice whitish wall. We just have the pure white one, there's like a dark grey one, and we're gonna use that to, as shown, make this cool facade. Kind of reminds me of an hourglass. Yeah, it looks like an hourglass or a sandwich. Or both. Just a pretty easy thing to put in place. Just a big circle trick. Which I don't know if I've made a tutorial on, because I've seen a few comments. And even a few comments about builds a prop. Which... okay, we've already lost there, if that's your problem. But no worries, I may do that in the future. Right now we're just trying to make the stands fit. And when these stands fit, we should be done for today. I've done this I'm doing the voiceover a few days later, so my memory isn't that good. But here we go, I'm just taking a look to check for holes, which are none, which is good. Getting rid of these guys, and here's the finished product for today. You've got a lot done. I'm just gonna let you soak that in. Well, that's enough for today. Time for day 5. Day 5, Ron. This one was very rough. I could do a funny thing called very bad Wi-Fi. I thought I was in the clear while I was recording this. But guess who wasn't in the clear? I don't know why I'm like a lip. No matter. We're gonna be building more of the facade. And this should be very, we're gonna build a lot of the facade. Maybe some other stuff. Who knows? But today and tomorrow is what I have planned. And you're gonna see it come more and more together as I finish this off. Now we're getting rid of the guy. As more and more disappears, the place is gonna look very, very clean. Oh, I didn't know I built the roof this episode. That's very good. So yeah, we're going to be building the roof as well, which means the entire exterior should be complete by the end of the day. I had to do some iterations thanks to angling being not my forte for some reason today. And with this, the dome is finally a thing. I was doing this to not waste more props than I needed to, even though I hardly used that much memory. So now we're just getting rid of more templates and just trying to make this look decent, passable even. And once that is done, we're filling in some of the interior. Even though I'm not going to make a full interior because, this is more. I don't have the time for that. This is in a kind of 7-day challenge-ish. And I was trying to get as much done in these 7 days as I could, and a full interior would not be compatible with that. So I had to miss out with it. So right now we're building some pillars. We've had to get those in place. You may have heard the squeak of my chair, which is very good. Well, not very good for you, since you had to hear it, and I didn't really want you to. But with this is going to be quite a lot of the pillars in place. Let's hope we can get all of these done today. Spoilers, give it like 30 seconds. They're all gonna be gone. Well, not all gonna be gone, this game's gonna end. You know what, I'll let you see that for yourself. It's gonna be like a split second. But with this, after day 6 we go. Okay, day 6. Maybe the home stretch. Wait, no, why am I saying that? I know it's the home stretch. On the final day, and all we're gonna do is just miscellaneous decorating, finishing what we've started on day 5, which was put off by bad Wi-Fi. But today, we're gonna move on, because we have good Wi-Fi now. And with the good Wi-Fi, we're gonna fix everything. Well, not fix everything, that sounds like I made a mistake. We're gonna make the stadium actually good looking. Or less scuff than it is right now, somewhat. Right here is just wall, the sake of covering this big hole up. We got a ceiling as well. Yeah, I'm coming at this with no real, as I said, I'm coming at this with no real intention of adding interior. So I'm just making things up as I go along instead of being detailed. Also, halfway through doing this, I realized, hey, this is square shaped, right? I'll just make it a square. And it came out okay, but I realized that. Because this is symmetrical on all 4 sides if you look very, very closely. And that first selection was just to test that my test was successful. It looks decent, it looks passable, not passable, it looks good. To use good. And if you squint, you see no difference to the real stadium. Trust me, it looks perfect. So right now we're just gonna build the ceiling. I think this should be the whole thing sealed up. Ceiling. I wonder what's working for. So here we're sealing up these holes as well. I decided to embrace the glowing frames because they look cool. At this point, who cares if it looks accurate? It looks cool. It's gonna stay. So here, I then remembered, hey, we need entrance things. The entrance things, we need to finish the facade so it looks actually good on the thumbnail. Smart me. What I then did, or will do now, is just cover the entire bottom with a facade. Okay, keep doing that until this is done, which we only need to do this like twice. And we've already done the first half of it, so now it should be the last time. And we're just gonna seal things up that we haven't. Get it nice and perfect. What is my dog doing here? What is my dog doing here? But we can ignore my dog for now. He does not matter. This stadium matters more. So we're just gonna fill the roof. I am bad at commentating. Where did my commentating skill go? I'm just admiring it. The reason I changed it to nighttime was so I could add these lights, which also are a thing on the real stadium. Except this is the Scuff Stadium, so we're gonna only use 16 lights instead of like the 100 they have. Wait, what was I saying there for? After this, I'm just gonna go and game for some reason. Although, I was trying to get myself the thumbnail of this beautiful build that we have just completed. Now with this, we're just gonna have a fly over the stadium while I talk and do the outro stuff. This should be the stadium complete, hopefully in time for that Super Bowl that I released this. But I'm proud of this. This is the first time I've locked in or done some sort of quote-unquote challenge. Not really. It wasn't a challenge, but you should like and subscribe and, yeah, whatever you want to. And, outro.